Hey Pedro, thank you for doing this.
Oh, it's a pleasure, boys. How are
Thank
you?
you, Pedro.
Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
you,
Year.
Pedro.
Thank you.
When's the cutoff, Pedro? When's the last day you say Happy New Year to someone?
Uh, Today,
I'm glad we got
when,
it in.
when Pedro says
Snuck
Happy
it
New
in under
Year's
the
today,
wire.
that's it, right?
Perfect.
Wait, how did Pedro Martinez's New Year look? Like, what'd you do? Did you celebrate? What'd you do, Pedro?
I did. I had the opportunity to celebrate with my mom, my family. I spent a lot of time with the family. As you know, the year before was extremely busy for me, so I really got to enjoy my old lady.
Okay. Well, we're joined now by Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez, who has partnered with the Marlins and the Pedro Martinez Foundation ahead of the Caribbean Series, the Serie del Caribe, which is going to be at Lone Depot Park February 1st through the 9th. And there's also a VIP experience with Pedro on February 8th. Pedro, how did you and the Marlins come together on this? And tell us a little bit about your foundation.
Well, it's been almost a year. The Marlins knew that they were gonna be hosting the Caribbean series, and they understand what my goals are and how much influence I have in the Latin community, especially Miami being so diverse, uh, and also understanding that we're gonna all be supporting the Caribbean series, the players, and also serving the community as role models. And I have a lot of respect. I don't like to talk about myself, but I have a lot of respect from all the players, from the communities, and I love doing community work. And the fact that the two foundations are able to do something to improve not only the players, their behavior, the way they act, the way uh, they you know they present themselves. I think is great. We're extremely proud to join forces and reach out for the main goal, which is improve everything that we have around for the next generation of players.
Pedro, looking at Major League Baseball, do you like what's going on with the Dodgers with this kind of super team they're forming there, or do you want a little more parity?
I actually like it. Whatever you can do to win, do it. I That's why I think George Steinbrenner will always be in our minds because he did whatever possible to give his team an opportunity to win. Uh, I know that there's not probably the same amount of money for some other organizations, but you never know. That's why we all play 9 innings and 27 outs because you just never know. They might be the team that nobody's gonna beat, but at the same time, look at what happened to the Yankees in the last few years. They were the team that was supposed to be unbeatable. They haven't done anything either. So they still have to go out there and perform and be healthy, which is something you're not guaranteed. I don't mind any team trying to do whatever possible for the city to win. I don't have a problem with that. The fact that I would love to see other teams have a little bit more money to make it a little bit closer, yeah, I would love to see that. But unfortunately, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller.
Pedro, can you explain to me maybe the greatest mystery in all of sports? How the Angels did zero winning with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout?
It's a shocker, but how do you win ball games? Pitching and
Yes.
defense. And they
Yes.
Hmm.
lacked all that. They had the others, but they lacked pitching and defense. And then at the same time, Mr. Mike Trout hasn't been healthy while Otani's there. And even Shohei got his little ups and downs. So I think that was the biggest key. It was just the fact that they did not have enough pitching and defense to win the ball games that they needed to.
The greatest pitcher I've ever seen, the greatest pitcher of my lifetime with us, Pedro
Great compliment.
Martinez. Pedro, you spent so many years in Boston. I'm wondering, what was your reaction to Bill Belichick leaving the Patriots?
I'm a little bit disappointed. Same thing with Brady. Those two seem to be the franchises. One was the brain, the other one was the athlete, and also the brain. Because Tom Brady is an amazing, probably the best athlete I've ever seen, right along with Michael Jordan and those guys. Uh, I'm extremely disappointed because they were the symbol of Boston. They are. They still are. To me, they are. They are the symbol of Boston in football. And I would hate to see a coach and a player like that not finish what they started after being such a great scene for the world. It wasn't just Boston; it was the world watching those two guys together.
Did you ever have an opportunity to hang out with Belichick or Brady, for that matter?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Don't forget, I was an expo. We drafted him. We
Mhm.
That's
drafted him.
right.
He chose football, and I was in that team. Did you know that? Yeah, I was in that team, and we drafted him, and he chose to go to football. But I can only imagine if we were to make Brady a pitcher, and he had that kind of host that he had for the football and pitching, and he was as good. Imagine that. I would
Well,
have been an
okay.
expo right now, and we would have never leave Montreal.
Well, he was a catcher, so he could have been your catcher. You think he could have called some perfect games, some no hitters for you?
As smart as he is, I wouldn't second guess anything. And the funny thing is, we were doing something at Fenway, and he was throwing the first pitch, and I got to the batting cage. I see Tom over there grabbing a bat, and I said, "Tom, you want to hit some?" And he had pretty good pop, and he looked to me like he could hit too. I didn't get to see him much, but I would have loved to see him do anything because those super athletes, just like Michael looked like he could get to the big leagues and kind of be a little bit successful as well.
No, Michael was terrible. Pedro, Michael was terrible at baseball. Come
Well,
on.
listen, he's respecting the
but
greatest
hey,
athlete who's ever lived. I mean,
you needed to give him more time.
right.
I mean, he wasn't going to get it from 1 year to the next.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball is challenging. Baseball
Right.
is challenging. Hitting is not easy.
Yep. Pedro, what do you make like the starter? Pedro, back in your day, like guys used to go 7, 8, 9 innings all the time, and today we don't see it nearly as much. You see it with Verlander, you see it occasionally with Scherzer, you'll see it with some other guys, but we just don't see it like we used to. Does that disappoint you? Are you upset by that? The way baseball has kind of gone into the future here with guys throwing 2 and 3 innings at a time.
Well, it's going to have to change eventually. You guys will see it. With time, they're going to have to go back to the basics. Look at what Arizona did. Arizona went to the World Series playing small ball, doing the little things, playing fundamentals, pitching, defense, speed around the bases. Look how far they went. Texas has an unbelievable team, and they were able to beat them. But who will ever think that the Dodgers wouldn't make it and Arizona was the one that was in the World Series? You guys didn't think that.
No.
You didn't see it coming. And baseball is going to have to do the same thing eventually, go back to the basics, go back to the drawing boards, and start playing baseball like we used to. And as much money as they're paying these guys, I think eventually some of those guys are going to be pushed a little bit more.
Well, thank you, Pedro, so much for the time. One more time here on the way out. Tell us what you're doing with the Marlins, your foundation, and the Serie del Caribe.
Well, we're joining forces to try to not only improve the lives of others, but also trying to bring over in this Caribbean series the same atmosphere that we brought in the Classic. I hope people realize what they're going to be seeing here from Latin America, appreciate the culture, learn more about the players and the culture. Why do we have Ronald Acuna playing on the day he was announced as an MVP? That's what people need to know. What drives those guys to do that? What kind of passion, what kind of love? And you can see it in the fans too. The fans are loud, are different. They carry so much heat inside to come and give love to their players and support to their players. People need to come and experience that. And that's what we want. We want to see that. And at the same time, we want to, since Miami is so diverse, we would love to see a diverse kind of atmosphere here in Miami, full of people and full of joy.
All right, Pedro, we really appreciate the time. Good luck with everything moving forward here. You look great, by the way.
Thank
You
you.
look like you can go out Game 7, throw 9 innings right now. You do.
Oh, well, no, my body won't allow me. Believe me, my body won't allow me. But I'm gonna try to keep doing my grounding and doing my little things to try to stay healthy, just to stay healthy.
Okay, since you declared this is the last day, we could say it. Happy New Year to you, Pedro
Yeah, Happy New Year,
Martinez.
Pedro.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you all and everybody that's watching. That's a lot of people.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, take care.
All right, thank you. That was great.